Hey guys, so we're getting near to the end of May, and with that being said, we haven't heard anything from Test Driver Unlimited Solar Crown since February 29th, where we got a newsletter as well as a trailer, and that detailed basically a delay, but the game's still coming out in 2024. Just going over some details about the game's development, how that's going, and then to be fair, more recently we did have a playtest at the end of April, and it actually hasn't even been a month since the playtest that just ended. In fact, tomorrow would have made it officially a month since the playtest ended. And taking a look at the past history of what Nakan and KT have done is at the end of a playtest, normally we get some news either a month or two after it happens. We can see that with playtest 1 and we saw that with playtest 2. So now that we're coming up to a month literally tomorrow, there are some things I have to update you guys in terms of what we've seen so far about the game since the February newsletter, some new rumors, as well as all these stores actually launching pre-orders for the game, even though pre-orders haven't really been officially announced from Nakan and KT. So let's go dive deep into that and see what we're going to be expecting for TDSC, including news, which let's talk about news first. So every summer, without fail, no matter what, we've always gotten new information of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. And if this game is going to launch this year, most likely at the end of this year, we have to hear a release date this summer. And that being said, we've always had information in July. I mean, last year we had TDU Connect in July, if I remember correctly, the first week of July. And then all the years before that, we've also had Nakan Connects, which were also shown in the first week of July as well. Now, to backtrack a little bit, beforehand, all of those announcements were actually done at least a week before, with Nakan Connects being announced normally a month before. So the first week or second week of June is when we normally learned that there would be a Nakan Connect event happening the following month. And guess what? We're not really that far away from it either. In fact, I think it's very fair to say that we can expect some new information about the game within the next 30 days. I get it, they've been kind of quiet, and although you can take the optimistic route and say, you know what, hey, them being quiet is them cooking, or you can take the pessimistic route and say, you know, no news is bad for the game. So there's two apples you can choose from. Whichever one you want to choose, hopefully we end up hearing about the game within the next 30 days. And again, this is not far-fetched to expect that, so hopefully we see something of that sorts. Now let's talk about some TikToks that they posted, not very recently to be fair, but definitely during where the playtest was happening. We've seen some new TikToks of the game. Now keep in mind that these are development builds, and because of the aspect ratio, they're not very easy to see, but let's take a look at them. So here's one of the first TikToks that was posted officially on the Nakan's website. Now these were re-uploaded to YouTube, so it might be some quality loss, but it's just easier for me to show you guys on YouTube. But anyways, as you can see, some new gameplay of one of the already confirmed vehicles from Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. See some stuff there driving. This, if I remember correctly, was in March. Now moving on, we had this, which I'll pause this here. If you remember a while back, I showed you guys some McLaren footage of the 720S. Well, this is exactly where it was. Anyways, let's continue pressing play, just showing you some landscapes of the game. Some traffic there, the Porsche 911R, and nothing really else to see. Next, we have some more taking a look at the landscapes of the game. You guys can see here, traffic is looking pretty much better, so it seems that they are optimizing the game. It's improving as well. You can see it gets pretty dense round about here as well. And honestly, KT, if you do keep this, please, we need some vast amounts of traffic in the game because it's going to help with immersion. And honestly, if we can see something like this, I don't mind. In fact, no other open world racing game, to be fair, except maybe Need for Speed Unbound. I haven't played it in a while, which I need to because that game has been getting some pretty cool updates. But no other game has really had that level of immersion. Some more night scenes, the same Porsche scene which we saw in the previous one. I'll just show you guys around wish list on PlayStation and Steam. So the next one is where it gets pretty cool. Listen to the Huracan. There we go. So it takes off driving. Now obviously it sounds a bit different because it's not from the same camera, but pretty damn dense in the tunnel there. I really do hope that it's still gonna end up like this at release. Just say development build, but those are the only 4 TikToks we've seen of this game so far. Now let's take a look at another quick rumor. Okay, so right here I'm on GameStop's actual website. So you guys know GameStop, I'm pretty sure it's literally nearly all across the world. But anyways, you can see pre-orders for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, which obviously there's a date there that's subject to change. And if I zoom in so you guys can probably see it better, it says December 31st. Now, obviously, this is a placeholder. So placeholders are going to be happening for things like this, but you have the cover art. some screenshots of it as such, and just the typical old description that we've had before. But the fact that it's currently available for pre-order doesn't really mean much, especially considering that we haven't had an official pre-order announcement. Normally what happens is that these stores will put up early the pre-orders for such game, and when it happens they'll change the dates, and you can say, okay, if there's a pre-order bonus, it'll come with it, or there'll be additional editions for you to pre-order as well. So it doesn't really mean much, but the odds are, I think that this is still confirmation that we will be seeing this game at the end of this year latest. But speaking of release date, let's talk about that as well. And actually, before I get there, price. Now, I want to point out that this is obviously a AA game, and as such, we're probably going to be seeing a AA price for it. Now, do keep in mind, I'm in obviously Canadian currency, so games are going to be a little bit more expensive. But obviously, you can see it's $10 cheaper in Canadian. But if I go to the American version, which might actually make this a lot easier for you guys to understand. If you're an American, you can see that the game is $59.99. And if you compare that to, for example, Assassin's Creed, which is a AAA game, you're looking at $69.99, which again, another $10 more expensive compared to AA and AAA. For those of you in England, as you can see, the Assassin's Creed game is £64, $64.99 or £65. And TDUSC is £44. So basically a £20 difference in pricing, which doesn't really match up for the USA pricing and the Canadian pricing. So obviously, I think that what this means, and it was brought up earlier, people were saying, is this the price of the game? It's kind of hard to tell what the price of the game will exactly be. But for example, I'm just going to compare this to RoboCop, which was Nikon's last flagship AA game, and that was set at the price of, so as you can see here, take a look at RoboCop on Steam. It's actually listed at $64.99. Now, I'm not sure what the launch price was, but if this was the launch price, I would assume it would be something like this. And in US, I think that's like 49 or 50. I don't know. Honestly, I think it's $49.99 US if it's converted. I wish I could change this to American, but something of that sort. But that's just my guess. I just don't expect it to be AAA pricing, such as the likes of Motorfest or Need for Speed Unbound as it was at launch, or even Forza Horizon. So that marginal price difference might actually make it a lot better for a lot of people to make the decision to purchase the game. But now let's talk about release date, right? So I want to keep out, Kiloton is currently developing and releasing another game at the end of this year, and it's actually already confirmed for late 2024. That's KT's MXGP game. If you don't remember, it was announced, if I remember correctly, last year that they were going to release a bike game called MXGP. They've gotten a license and they're going to be releasing a game of it. And it's going to be releasing on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Now, with that being said, here is the official press release from Nikon Connect this year, all the way back in February, where they mentioned that it is due for release in late 2024. So late 2024, I'm calling November or December. Now, obviously, they're not gonna release TDOC at the exact same time, so that leaves the 2 months prior, that being September and October. So if you think about it, if this game is releasing September or October, we're not that far from launch at all. And Gamescom, obviously, that's in August, and then July, and then June. Bro, we are literally we're about to be 4 months, a mere 4 months away from this game releasing. So fingers crossed, we do hear some news very soon, but that would lead me to believe September, October, we're going to be seeing this game. Now, maybe the con is cooking at the moment, whipping out something nice for us to see, because the marketing has to kick off. But as much as I can say that, I will still stand by. And whether you call it glazed or not, honestly, I mean, it is a little bit of bias because, I've went to France, I met the KT team, I've met the Nikon team. So honestly, I'm hoping that they stay true to the word, and what they have planned for us in terms of marketing, they really need to do well, because this Reddit post literally not too long ago, and the Reddit post literally said this: the marketing of this game has been so horrible that I forgot about its existence. It does kind of hit home because we haven't really gotten proper marketing for this game. And I think since the last news in February, it basically said, okay, we're gonna go silent and we'll come back when we're ready. Well, hopefully, if this game is still coming out 2024, that hopefully is coming sooner rather than later. Like I said, I think it's totally fair to expect news within the next 30 days. So fingers crossed we see that when the con comes and shows out, guys, because they have a gem on their hands. And if they can get the release, and not only the release, but the post-launch schedule correct, I have high hopes for this game, and hopefully it improves throughout the post-launch schedule as well. But that's all I have to say for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe for more TDUSC content. My PC somehow works. I'm still gonna buy a new one, and I might do a PC build stream within like the next couple weeks or so. So stay tuned for that. I'm Ox7, and I'll see you guys in another video. Test drive number Solo Crown. Let's hope, guys. 2024, this year, fall 2024 is my hopes. Will it happen? We're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm Ox7. See you guys in the video. I'm out, guys. Peace.